First up, we have the Great Muta with Gary Hart in action. Here comes the man from the Pearl of the Orient with his manager, the evil, wicked Gary Hart. Gary Hart today on the main event will be taking on this jobber. There is the Pearl of the Orient putting this jobber in a headlock. He's going up to the top rope. And he does his moonsault. And your winner of the match is the Great Muta. Next up on the main event, it is a singles match. The British Bulldog, and you see in his corner with him the man known as Sting. British Bulldog in action against this next jobber. High Gorilla Slam. And now the British Bulldog runs him out the corner with the body slam. And the 1, 2, 3. Next up on the main event, we have the United States Heavyweight Champion, the Total Package, Lex Luger, as he's taking on another one of Gary Hart's henchmen, Al Perez. There you see the man, Al Perez, in this special challenge match here on the main event. And Gary Hart coming over to Bob Caudle and Jim Ross, doing what he does best and talk trash and can't back it up. Meanwhile, Lex Luger runs with a running clothesline on Al Perez, the Latin heartthrob. Gary Hart realizes his man is in trouble. He's trying to distract the referee, but Lex Luger has full control of this match, folks. And Lex Luger, after a body slam and now a torture rack, Gary Hart trips himself as he comes in the ring to try to stop the match. Too late. Al Perez gives it up. Lex Luger gives Gary Hart a clothesline and clotheslines him out off the top rope for his trouble. And your winner is still U.S. Heavyweight Champion, the Total Package, Lex Luger. Next up, we have Jim Ross, who's interviewing the Nature Boy Ric Flair. He's had his problems with one Terry Funk, another one of Gary Hart's men. And Ric Flair is talking about their upcoming one-on-one match that they're going to have at the Clash of the Champions. And look at here, we got Gary Hart who comes out. I tell you, but that Gary Hart, he's a piece of work. And Gary Hart, once again, running his mouth, talking more trash than he can back up. He says, hey, come on, Ric Flair. And Ric Flair says, all right, Gary Hart, I've been waiting to get a taste of you anyway. So Flair's taking off his robe. He's ready for the challenge, but look at here. The old coward. He says, wait a minute, Ric Flair, I got somebody for you. Wait a here, Ricky Flair. And here comes terrible Terry Funk and the Great Muta along with him. Oh, I got something for that banana nose. But wait a minute, here comes the Varsity Club, Barry Windham, and Al Perez. More of Gary Hart's henchmen. They're coming out here along with the Great Muta to give support to Terry Funk. Terry Funk can't do this one-on-one. But look at here. Flair has he has some friends that you'd never think you'd call them friends. And that is Sting, Lex Luger, Junkyard Dog, the Stiener brothers, and Mr. Wonderful Paul Orndorff, as they're here in the corner of the Nature Boy Ric Flair. They're going to give this man support against Gary Hart and his henchmen. Oh, JR, I'll back off this week, but I'll get that banana nose next time. This is Bob Caudle here. We have some more exciting action here on the main event. Next up, we got a one-on-one match pitting Michael Purely Sexy Hayes versus the Junkyard Dog with Paul Orndorff in the corner of the dog. And you see Jimmy Jam Garvin in the corner of Michael P.S. Hayes. Paul Orndorff encourages JYD. And these two men get it underway. Our main event here today is for the TV title. As action spills to the outside, Arn Anderson defending his title against Ron Simmons. That's later on in the hour. But meanwhile, action spilling on the outside, and Paul Orndorff is making sure that Jimmy Jam Garvin doesn't interfere. Meanwhile, the referee's reprimanding Paul Orndorff, but he doesn't realize Jimmy Jam's got a steel chair. And Junkyard Dog says, oh no, buddy, I got your number. And meanwhile, JYD runs off Jimmy Jam Garvin. He's running scared. Oh, through the middle rope, a hit to the shoulder, a shoulder to the gut, rather. JYD sunset flips Michael P.S. Hayes, and he covers him. Jimmy Jam has still left his partner high and dry. 1, 2, 3, the match is over. And your winner, Junkyard Dog. Next up, we have Rick Steiner versus Rocky King. Rocky King, another prominent jobber, but I think Rick Steiner is going to show himself today against Rocky King. And these two men are grappling real hard. But wait a minute, who is this in the background? I see the Varsity Club. They're coming out here to contest Scott Steiner. You know, Scott Steiner doesn't back down from a challenge. And Rick Steiner's going to go out the ring to support his brother, but he needs to be careful because he's going to get counted out here. And Rocky King's going to win the match by countout. This is, Rick Steiner, you missed it. The winner of the match by countout, Rocky King. And now we come to our main event, the All-American Ron Simmons. He's challenging the TV champion, Arn Anderson. This is going to be a tremendous tag team match. I can't wait for it. 10 minutes. It's all on the line. Oh, and Ron Simmons starts out with the with the impressive bench press, the high power moves. Arn Anderson has to brace himself. He's trying to get himself back together against this big man from Florida State. But Arn Anderson returns with stomps to the face. Now Arn holds true to form and he starts working on that arm. He's taking that arm, wrapping it around the ring post. But Ron Simmons comes back with a clothesline. You would think that Arn Anderson would have worked on the right arm. That's the power arm of the All-American, but here he takes a clothesline for his troubles. Ron Simmons, elbow smash. Now, over top of him, punching Arn in the head in the turnbuckle. 1, 2, 3. The fans are counting the punches with him. Backdrop out the corner. Ron Simmons clotheslines Arn Anderson. They both go over the top rope. They take a hard spill. The referee's counting. They're both still down on the floor. That's it. 10 count. The match is over. They've both been counted out. Both men are still out on the floor after a groggy 8.5 minutes of action, fans. We had a great main event. We hope you enjoyed, fans. We'll see you next week.